today we're going to talk about what is the best way to apply your Seint foundation. You may have seen women on social media with dots all over their face. You may have seen women with the war paint look where they have contour, a brightening color, a main shade, and then they blend it all together at the end. Is that truly the best way to apply Seint makeup? Well, we're going to find out today if it's best to do those methods or to just use your traditional brush to apply your product where it goes and then blend as you go. All right, let's get to it. Let's find out. So I have been loving this color here recently. This is ash. So I'm going to do the ash. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to kind of, instead of the dots, we're just going to kind of add it on with our finger and then we'll blend with the brush. So we're just adding the contour right where it goes. This is another method of application I thought I would try today. I'm gonna do some on the nose, just feeling where the bones are. I do love using the fingers because you can actually feel your bone structure. Use one finger to kind of wipe away unintended contour. Like I'll have this as my clean finger, so I don't want to go on the bridge of my nose. And I'll use my middle finger to kind of contour along the sides of my nose. I might want to add a little bit right here on the tip. Just kind of feeling where those dips and valleys are, okay? Then I want to do a little bit here, just smoothing it on. And you can really feel how creamy the Seint makeup is when you apply with your fingers, okay? So now I'm gonna get behind here. Always looking for a new way to apply. This is so much fun. I already have my moisturizer on. I'm gonna kind of take my contour a little bit higher over here. Just kind of, and you can see this doesn't look expert at all, doesn't look professional. Anybody can do this. And then I'm going to take it along my jaw. So as an artist, you can think of it this way. I am an artist. I'm an elementary art teacher. Brushes can be used for applying paint, but they can also be used to blend and soften and airbrush and diffuse the paint. So today we're not using the brushes to apply, but we're using the brushes to diffuse and soften the application that we have just applied with our fingers. Okay, so now I'm left with these light areas. I have my forehead, I have underneath my eyes, the inner cheeks, the chin. I want to kind of chisel this gel away a little bit more. All right, so contour is done. Of course, we have not blended it yet. You can really see your contour really well when you apply it with your fingers. This is a beautiful color, ash. It's kind of a neutral golden warm color. It's not red. Today I'm going to use Athens. Okay, so Athens is this color right here. I'm going to stick with my fingers and use Athens where, and I'm just going to kind of smooth this on. Sometimes using the dot method can be very time consuming when you're trying to place these perfect little dots all over your face. So I just kind of swipe it on today. This is kind of, I think it's called the war paint method, which I don't want to appear like I'm wearing war paint, but it is very quick because you're just swiping it on. So this is my main shade. This is Athens. So right now we've used two products. We've used the contour and we're using the main shade. I'm going to put Athens right down the center of my nose. Now some people even go a little bit farther. I kind of sweep Athens up a little bit higher over here. Some people like to use a third color called the brightening highlight. You could totally go with a much lighter color. I don't normally do that anymore. I just stick with my contour and my main color. But you could do, like, for instance, I have my contour on, which is ash, and then I have my main shade Athens, and you could go down to linen and get a really intense highlight right underneath the eye. Now, I don't like to use this directly under the eye because I find that it creases. So I use demi under my eyes. So I'm just going to put a little bit kind of to even this out on both sides. And then I'll put a little bit maybe right here and a little bit on the tips of the nose. You can also use your illuminating products, which are great. Maybe kind of circle the mouth a little bit. Let's see, some people like to go down in here. Yeah, I don't really feel a need for that. It will give you more of that dramatic 3D effect though when we blend it, okay? So this is the war paint. You can actually see how I kind of look like the picture that we use when we're showing you where to place everything. You can see clearly where the contour is. You can see clearly where the brightening highlight is. Okay, so before we blend, we're gonna spray everything with the setting spray. I have my setting spray, and this is gonna help it move. So I'm just gonna kind of go. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. And then we just start blending. We're gonna blend the lightest areas first. And you wanna move really quickly so that your setting spray does not set. So we're doing all the light areas. And you would be surprised at how natural this actually is. Okay, so we have all that blended. Now we go back and we're going to blend the contour. And with this technique, you don't have to switch over to the detail brush, which is the contouring brush, because everything is already placed. You're just blending and diffusing, and it's just very natural. When you use this technique, it's going to be a little bit less dramatic, and it's going to be more natural. Okay, so look at that. Yeah, it's so natural. It's so natural. You would think after putting all that makeup on that it would be really heavy, but it's not. It's not at all. Okay, so I've got my makeup on. The contour is very subtle. I don't notice it really a lot. I think I might prefer to do the contour with the detail brush. So after doing that, I'm going to go back with my detail brush. This is actually why I use this method, because I feel like I get, look at that, I feel like I get a lot more control, a lot more precision and build up. So my verdict is that I really prefer to do it with the brush. I like to apply the makeup with the brush. So in case you're wondering, what does Julie think about the Cheetah HAC, all those methods? I prefer just applying things where they go with my brush. Okay? I like to be able to see it. And I just felt like I was putting on so much makeup with my fingers. Like this, to me, you get the right amount of product because you're using this brush. You're getting the right amount of product and you're not using more than you need. Okay, look at that. Okay, and then I could go in and I could probably use my linen, which is that really bright shade, just to kind of, with this end, just to kind of add those bright spots. So I use this kind of on this ledge here. I use the linen and right in here, just to kind of add that brightness to the face. Look at how that really airbrushes this triangle here, this wedge. It looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. Linen is very dramatic, but it really does do the trick. It's a great color. All right, look at that. Very contoured, very airbrushed looking. Okay, all right, today I'm gonna use the color Saffron here with my blush and bronzer brush. I'm gonna apply that right over where we have the contour. I always do a satin matte formula before I layer on a gloss. The gloss lip and cheek colors are gorgeous, but they don't last as long, so it's good to layer. Look how pretty that is. Saffron is such a beautiful color. It looks very intimidating, very red, but it just goes on really airbrushed. Now I like to use the lip liner. This is the Suede lip liner. I really like this product a lot. It's just a good universal lip liner. My secret is to use some of this powder, the Vanilla Dust powder, over the lip liner just to set it. I'm using our powder brush. Okay, and then we can go in and do a little bit of lip balm just before we apply our lip product. So this is the lip balm here. It's a great moisturizing lip product. You will love it. If you have not tried the balm, it's great. Today we will try Hollywood on the lips. This is just a really pretty coral pink. I'm just going to go right in. You'll notice that with the balm on, these satin matte formulas go on a lot smoother, a lot easier. So there's that color all by itself. Of course, we're going to do a gloss over the top. If you have not tried La Cienega is a beautiful coral. It's like the gloss version of Hollywood. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that right over the top. And it gives it a really beautiful gloss. All right, today I'm going to use Chandelier, which is the cream version of Starlit, which is one of my favorite powder illuminators by Seint. So this has got like an iridescent pinky white shimmer to it. I'm just going to use this like right. Look at how that just gives it like that beautiful subtle glow. I love it. It's like a pinky white. Okay, gives you that glow without being too dramatic. I think that the powders are beautiful, like if you're going out and you want to have that glitz and shimmer, but this is just good for healthy looking skin every day. This is, again, Chandelier. So Demi is right here, and you know that I love Y01 for dark circles. So right now my eyes look pretty good, you know, without the Demi. Don't need a lot. And that might be because of the linen that we used. And then we're gonna do some of the 01, which is this light color here, just to kind of get the outer edges here airbrushed away. And then for this little zit here, you can see that I'm going to use the Y01, and you're going to watch it vanish. And there it goes. It just disappears. So I'm going to put some Bella right back here. I'm going to get my little brush here and blend that. Just like a little bit of Bella. And then I also like to use Bella up there. Just kind of warms up the complexion. And I find just using your finger to apply this gives you a little bit more of that blendability. I'm finding lately that my Bella is not grabbing onto the brush like it normally does, so that just kind of helps a little bit. I love that. You can also come back here. Just do a little shading along the jaw. If you're afraid of contour, you can try Bella. This is a great little product to have. And then I take my large fluffy brush and I just use Bella on the neck. Isn't it just pretty? I didn't even put any powder on. I haven't been using powder lately, so I'll go back to my powder brush. I'll just get a little bit and just kind of go into the T-zone. I don't really need it. My skin has really normalized since using our Seint skincare. I don't get as oily as I used to. I'll reflect the light onto the face so that you can see all angles of the look, see the makeup and its beauty. All right, absolutely gorgeous makeup. It is so beautiful, so creamy. What can I say? This makeup is popular for a reason. It's beautiful. Now, some things that I did like about the War Paint application is I liked using the setting spray first. I found that the creams went on very smoothly and grabbed on a little bit better putting the spray on first. I'm not a fan of spraying the setting spray all over my finished look. I find it gives a little bit too much glow, but underneath the makeup, it actually performs very well. Of course, you would want to make sure that it dries completely. So I think I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start using the setting spray as a primer for the Seint makeup. But I do prefer using my brush to apply the products rather than my finger. I do like using my finger for the bronzer, but that's about it. And I like using my finger to apply my satin lip color and my balm, but that's about it. The brushes are amazing and they work perfectly with the makeup. I've tried other brushes that I have in my drawer and they just don't perform as well. You have to get the brushes. So with that said, I hope that we learned something new today. You might have seen Cheetah application, you might have seen War Paint application, and many people love that. They're drawn to the makeup for those reasons, but I will say that my personal opinion is the brushes are the way to go. You're going to apply things where they go. and then you're going to blend with these wonderful brushes. All right, so with that said, we will see you later. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.